Making headlines. Fisheries Minister reveals Maldives has invested $291.8 million toward the development of the fisheries industry. Health Minister describes the Maldives 2.0 digital transformation effort as crucial to complementing a long-term master plan underway with WHO to digitize the healthcare system. And the Transport Minister says the government is advancing efforts to introduce cutting-edge vehicle security measures aiming to combat theft and vandalism while reinforcing public safety. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to PSM News in English with me, Abdullah Ahil. And now the news in detail. Minister of Fisheries and Ocean Resources Ahmad Shiam reveals Maldives has invested $291.8 million towards the development of the fisheries industry. In an exclusive interview with PSM News, Minister Shiam admitted the many challenges faced by the fisheries industry due to its uniquely diverse nature. However, he highlighted that this administration has prioritized in addressing these challenges where successive governments had failed, adding that the funding has been secured towards infrastructure and resource development. Minister Shiam also described the state-owned Maldives Industrial Fisheries Company Limited, or MIFCO, continued reliance on state funds for its operations as an obstacle to attract foreign investors to the fisheries industry. The government is aiming to make MIFCO, currently heavily subsidized, a profitable company with the ability to compete with private firms in the open market. The government is also working to address the challenges faced by the fishing industry within its first 3 years, including value addition to fish products to boost revenue from exports. Minister of Health Abdullah Nazim Ibrahim describes the Maldives 2.0 digital transformation effort as crucial to complementing a long-term master plan underway with the World Health Organization, or WHO, to digitize the healthcare system. In an exclusive interview with PSM News, Minister Nazim stressed the importance of the government's initiative to digitize the entire country, specifically identifying the health sector as one of the first priority areas under this project. According to the minister, the swift implementation of this project will transform the healthcare system of the country, including access to patient and other health-related records. Minister Nazim said the long-term digitization master plan in collaboration with the WHO is nearing completion with vaccination records already digitized. Through the system, parents and guardians of children born this year will be able to track important information such as the date of vaccination and the date of next vaccination, adding that efforts are underway to scrap the existing paper system and add the old data to the new system. The Maldives 2.0 initiative is a cornerstone of President Dr. Mohamed Muizz's strategic vision designed to drive sweeping digital reforms across all sectors and institutions. Launched under the President's special initiative, the project seeks to unify state institutions in the pursuit of fast, secure, and transparent services, ushering the Maldives into a new digital era. Minister of Transport and Civil Aviation Mohammed Amin says the government is advancing efforts to introduce cutting-edge vehicle security measures aiming to combat theft and vandalism while reinforcing public safety. He reaffirmed the administration's commitment to implementing a comprehensive security framework for the nation's diverse fleet of land and sea vehicles during an exclusive interview with PSM News. Minister Amin stressed the necessity of a structured, technology-driven approach to vehicle security, particularly in the congested streets of Malé. As the capital faces mounting concerns over unsecured vehicles, he stated that the government is turning to modern solutions to addressing the growing risks. The rapid increase in in motorcycles, cars, and speedboats across Male, Minister Amin added, has heightened concerns over vehicle security. Many owners, he said, lack adequate protection, making enforcement efforts increasingly difficult. He acknowledged the limitations of law enforcement in overseeing each individual vehicle. To address these concerns, Minister Amin is proposing the adoption of radio frequency identification or RFID systems and established technology designed to improve vehicle tracking and security. He highlighted RFID's potential to transform enforcement efforts, making oversight more efficient while curbing fraudulent practices. With this system, Minister Amin noted that vehicle owners would receive alerts if their property is tampered with or stolen, while law enforcement agencies could more effectively regulate vehicle movement. A critical advantage, he said, is the elimination of counterfeit number plates, a practice that undermines existing security measures. Minister of Social and Family Development Dr. Aishat Shiham says that many efforts are being made to help the children under the care of the state become productive and responsible members of society. In an exclusive interview with PSM News, Minister Dr. Aishat Shiham revealed that there are around 160 children currently under state care, adding that the government has tailor-made programs of necessary training and skills to help them become responsible and productive members of society. The minister said a separate department named Empowerment and Employment has been established under the ministry, specially tasked with helping the children under state care. In addition, the minister said the mechanisms are in place for them to receive the required certification of their respective training when they turn 18. The minister said 75 children in state care have been assigned to foster families so far under the Family for Every Child program, adding that the children in foster care are closely monitored by the ministry. Minister of Divehi Language, Culture and Heritage Adam Nasir Ibrahim states the government plans to create a national heritage sector within the current 5-year presidential term as an initiative designed to strengthen the country's cultural identity and historical legacy. He said the effort aims to institutionalize heritage preservation and provide a structured approach similar to those found in other nations. The proposed sector, Minister Adam Nasir said, will establish a framework for identifying and safeguarding cultural assets. With efforts already underway, the initiative seeks to clarify what constitutes Maldivian heritage and promote a deeper understanding of its significance. Among the key priorities, according to Minister Adam Nasir, is the preservation of Divehi, a fundamental pillar of Maldivian heritage. Minister Adam Nasir stressed, however, the cultural preservation extends beyond language, encompassing a broad spectrum of traditions and historical narratives. He pointed to the importance of local engagement, calling for the establishment of heritage associations on each island to ensure communities play an active role in conservation efforts. Such organizations, he said, would serve as advocates for heritage protection, fostering awareness and addressing concerns about cultural erosion. He added that long-term preservation will be difficult without local involvement. Concluding his remarks, Minister Adam Nasir called on all Maldivians to take an active role in preserving their heritage. He underscored the importance of safeguarding national identity, describing it as a responsibility shared by all citizens. Minister of Tourism and Environment Tariq Ibrahim says the government is reinforcing its efforts not only to meet its ambitious target of 2.3 million tourist arrivals this year, but also to extend the duration of stays and attract a greater number of high-end travelers. He outlined these priorities as the nation celebrated a historic milestone, welcoming 1 million visitors at an unprecedented pace. In an exclusive interview with PSM News, Minister Tariq underscored the need to assess both overall arrival figures and the length of time tourists spend in the country. At the close of last year, tourists spent an average of 7.7 days in the Maldives. Current figures from the Tourism Ministry indicate a daily arrival rate of 6,363 tourists, reflecting a steady influx of visitors. Minister Tariq noted that since President Dr. Mohamed Muiz took office, substantial attention has been directed toward enhancing the Maldives' profile as a premier tourist destination. Strategic discussions at the International Tourism Bourse or ITB Fair with senior executives from major airlines and leading travel agencies, he elaborated, focused on expanding the country's visibility and reinforcing its appeal. The government's outreach, he added, extends beyond major travel fairs with a series of roadshows designed to engage key markets and elevate its marketing efforts. Maldives Meteorological Service, or Met, reveals efforts are currently underway to install a weather radar in the southernmost Addu city. Speaking to PSM News Raja Mildo program, Assistant Meteorologist Hossein Wahid said the work of installing a weather radar in Addu city was already underway, adding that the aim was to connect the entire country through a radar network by installing more radars across the country. Met currently has one weather radar in its headquarters in the airport island Hulule. The weather radar is the latest technology used in the monitoring of weather in developed countries. The radar at Hulule is used to track weather information in real time occurring within a radius of about 250 kilometers. According to Met, the Doppler weather radar identifies information such as the area and intensity of rainfall, the direction and speed of the rain cloud, along with other such crucial weather information, including wind speeds. The National Meteorological Agency said that the Doppler weather radar will provide weather forecasting and important information for air traffic safety and security. Met is advancing its national weather monitoring capabilities with the establishment of a sixth meteorological observatory in Mafaru Nunu Atoll, part of a 4-year effort to modernize infrastructure and strengthen early warning systems. World's largest carrier ship docks at India's Vizhinjam International Seaport. World's largest carrier vessel in terms of capacity, MSC Irina, docked at India's Vizhinjam International Seaport. With a capacity of 24,346 20-foot equivalent unit or TEU, MSC Irina is 4 times the size of a FIFA standard football pitch. The vessel measures 399.9 meters in length and 61.3 meters in width. The ship will be berthed at the Adani-owned port till Tuesday. The giant carrier was commissioned in March 2023. It embarked in its debut journey in April of the same year. Locals in northern India are seen covering their heads with scarves and drinking cold beverages as temperatures soared in northern India amid heat wave warnings. In the national capital city of New Delhi, Indian Weather Office recorded the temperature at 42.4 degrees Celsius. People were staying indoors to avoid the heat. Indian Meteorological Department scientist Naresh Kumar said the temperatures in Delhi might go up to 43 to 44 degrees Celsius in the next 3 to 4 days. Meanwhile, in the temple town of Prayagraj, the temperature soared as high as 43.2 degrees Celsius. Located in the tropics, most of India usually witnesses a very hot summer and a largely temperate winter. Tourists say that Delhi is scorching in such a way as if they were standing in a desert, adding that they are unable to tolerate it. U.S. President Donald Trump's order banning citizens of 12 countries from entering the United States takes effect, a move the president enacted to protect the country from foreign terrorists. At Seattle-Tacoma International Airport, people were seen walking out of an airport terminal just after the ban took effect. Meanwhile, at Miami International Airport, at least one passenger was seen hugging loved ones on arrival hours before the ban took place. Around that time, a flight from Cuba, one of the countries partially restricted under the order, had landed. The countries affected by the latest travel ban are Afghanistan, Myanmar, Chad, Republic of the Congo, Equatorial Guinea, Eritrea, Haiti, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and Yemen. The entry of people from 7 other countries, Burundi, Cuba, Laos, Sierra Leone, Togo, Turkmenistan, and Venezuela, will be partially restricted. The travel ban forms part of Trump's policy to restrict immigration into the United States and is reminiscent of a similar move in his first term when he barred travelers from 7 Muslim-majority nations. California National Guard troops are deployed to the streets of Los Angeles to help quell a third day of protests over President Donald Trump's immigration enforcement, a step the state's Democratic Governor Gavin Newsom calls unlawful. National Guard troops guarded federal government buildings as police and protesters clashed in separate demonstrations over federal immigration raids in Los Angeles. Los Angeles police declared several rallies to be unlawful assemblies, accusing some protesters of throwing concrete projectiles, bottles, and other items at police. Video images showed several self-driving cars from Alphabet's Waymo were set ablaze on a downtown street on Sunday evening. Groups of protesters, many carrying Mexican flags and signs denouncing U.S. immigration authorities, gathered in spots around the city. The Los Angeles branch of the Party for Socialism and Liberation organized speakers outside City Hall for an afternoon rally. California Governor Gavin Newsom said he requested the Trump administration to withdraw its order to deploy 2,000 National Guard troops in Los Angeles County, calling it unlawful. In an interview with MSNBC, Newsom said he planned to sue the administration over the deployment, adding that Trump has created the conditions around the protests. Newsom accused Trump of trying to manufacture a crisis and violating California's state sovereignty. However, Police Chief Jim McDonald told a media briefing that the protests were getting out of control. Earlier, video showed about a dozen National Guard along with Department of Homeland Security personnel pushed back a group of demonstrators outside a federal building in downtown Los Angeles. U.S. Northern Command said 300 members of the California National Guard had been deployed to 3 spots in the Los Angeles area. Their mission was limited to protecting federal personnel and property. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander scores 34 points to lead the Oklahoma City Thunder to win a 123-107 win over the Indiana Pacers in Game 2 of the NBA Finals. The Thunder evened the series 1-1, heading into Wednesday's Game 3 in Indianapolis. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander added 8 assists and 5 rebounds and went from 11 of 12 from the free throw line. After letting a 15-point fourth-quarter lead slip away in Game 1, Oklahoma City did not give the Pacers such an opening this time around. The Thunder took the lead for good late in the first quarter and with less than 5 minutes left in the second quarter stretched their lead to 23 within a 19-2 run, fueled by both their defense and Gilgeous-Alexander's finishes on the other end. To that point, Oklahoma City's defense hadn't forced many turnovers and it hadn't taken advantage of the few it had caused. But during that big run in the second quarter, Gilgeous-Alexander scored 7 of Oklahoma City's last 9 points, all of Pacers' turnovers. Indiana quickly answered with a 10-0 run for a 52-39 score but never got closer than that 13-point deficit. But by that time, the game was well in hand for Oklahoma City. Indiana had won the first 2 games in each for the first 3 rounds. Oklahoma City has yet to lose back-to-back games in the playoffs. Indigenous Quechua communities in Peru's Department of Cusco work in an annual tradition to rebuild the Quetzalchaca, the country's last surviving Inca bridge, using traditional techniques preserved for centuries. Locals gathered to craft ropes from hay, which are used to restore the 30-meter-long suspension bridge that hangs over the Apurimac River, which lies at 3,700 meters above sea level. The structure, located in the municipality of Quehue, is an enduring example of Inca engineering. According to the Peruvian government's tourism board, the Quetzalchaca Bridge was historically part of a broader system of roads built by the Incas to connect communities across the Andes. In 2013, UNESCO recognized the knowledge, techniques, and rituals associated with the annual renewal of the bridge as part of the intangible cultural heritage of humanity. And that's all the news we have for today. We'll be back with any further updates. Until then, I'm Abdullah Ahil from PSM News.
Não achei Kuwait.